Alright, welcome to the commentary of my open world experience. I call it Uncertain Times. What we see here is the overview map where I've labeled the player starts, the different goals of the game, as well as where you can find resources and potential combat encounters, such as wolves, mutants, and raiders. And we start here out in the forest. We'll eventually make our way, following the yellow line here, to the hub, passing through our datum here, going through the middle, a long overground particle accelerator, which will be important later on. Here we'll meet our friends. We'll do a slight side mission here to the power box here, and then come back and continue on the main path, showing the way up to this point. We will realize how to get to the last area of the game, the long-term goal here, the facility I call it. So let's dive into this playthrough here. Here we have the same map, the same perspective. We're diving. Let's dive in. We begin here in the hunting tower. Everything's framed in. I want to sell the idea that you are out and you're alone. The cold Swedish morning here in the woods. This is sort of to set up what this experience will be about. Traversing the wilderness, gathering resources, managing your munition. With our quarry on our back, we run for our truck, but look at this. We introduced foes to this experience. Let's see if he can see us, and we fire at him. Easy enough. Okay, are there more? Are there more? They're not. Great. So I really wanted to work here with shapes, hard edges, sorry, and soft edges, with the path we came from being more tied to, having less borders, and these we're about to enter now having more and harder edges. So before we had just the forest edge, now we have bushes and trees, and as we move around this, we get this soft reveal of the long-term goal, funneling the player into a tighter area again as we follow this forest road. We see the hunting tower. This is actually the hunting tower we started in. Should we move down this path, there is a chest on the backside, which the player might have missed first time, like we did. We will not do that in this playthrough, however. Let's continue on, and we get this grand reveal of the world we're about to explore, with a central traditional Swedish house in the style of Simon Stålenhag. There are several branching paths to take from this smaller road, inviting the player to explore more, such as this tiny one, where we'll find another sort of short-term goal. These abandoned houses are found in several places along in my open world experience, in which the player can find resources such as health kits, while the hunting towers serve as ammo refills. So while the player picks up, let's skip forward a bit. We come outside, and we're attacked by wolves. Wolves in this post-apocalyptic Swedish outback become very bold and attack humans on sight. We continue and come back to the main path. We hint at some grand construction site there beyond the forests and hide the path there with blue trucks, directing the player in the intended way of travel. Here I have tried to use a hierarchy to sell that the paved road is more important than the one paved with gravel. And we see again the long-term goal. Rhythm is used here with the trees here. And we get some story set up. Let's jump forward a bit. You're back. They raided us while you were gone, and they stole food and ammo and killed your cat. No. Oh, the tragedy. Let's check in with our other friends. Drop off the quarry from our hunt. So the hub here, I want like the player to get sightlines of different interesting areas of the world. We saw the final the long-term goal before the facility. We see here a blinking red light, the comment made by our friend here. We need to restore power. We need to restore power. I want the player to like see all these interesting places and lure them to explore there. But first we need to restore power to our hub. This is done so that the player can upgrade their truck and their weapons, and even perhaps the hub itself. Let's showcase the idea of hunting towers as ammo refills. Yes, pick up. You'll find this in the woods. You'll find this in the grace. We can see one back there. It's where you would need it, hopefully. Another recurring site to find in the wild are these power grid relay stations, which I would have had more raiders guarding, so that taking it is a sort of challenge, a mini camp, because I envision visiting these and pulling the switches here gives more power to the hub, allowing for better upgrades to be created. And let's just skip ahead a bit until we are back at the hub, and we engage with some upgrades for our weapons. Craft, and maybe even for our car. Let's ask our friend nicely with the new power and the new tools. We can see another point of interest here, the yellow houses sticking out from the grey, as well as they're potentially being connected with the datum. But for this experience now, we will play along as if we have collected all the resources we need and are aiming to complete the mission. We get a few more views here in the back. The blue tower, another source of interest or point of interest as a midterm goal. What happens if we drive up there on the isolated junction? What happens if we go into the house? I'll let the player decide. Currently we're moving ahead, following the path. You can see the hub again. I tried to working in a few crazy islands. We'll see here as we move around. We get a few hints. Let's dial that back. Get a better view. You'll find zombies like we have out here. Mutants to engage with if you want to. We'll follow the path. Set up with hard edges in the rocks and rhythm in these sort of semi-tunnels, and then a view back over at where we came from. The more the green and the decaying polluted area becomes more and more evident as we turn around until we get this looming factory facility with all the cranes and it's like the only color in this part of the world. Luckily for us, we have upgraded our car so we can ram people. Thanks to our mechanic friend. And now we get to the part where I think I want to sell this as the perceived path of our main path. Player thought the bridge was going to be the path forward, but it was not. Luckily, they took the bait, and with a simple switch, the new path is revealed to them. Trucks to the rescue again. So we continue on. Like the railing here serves as another usage of hard edges. And we eventually come here where we sort of frame the new path forward, the fallen particle accelerator, setting it up as a new objective. Eventually we'll come framing it again. Here we have a divergence in the path where we can either choose to go back up the to the right here. We can restock if we need anything here from the abandoned house. But for the sake of this playthrough, let's continue on to this desolate and derelict part of the world. We find an old station. It's been run down, in poor repair. And we get to the final part of this open world. It is my least favorite of this experience, but it also sells the scale with how large these ladders are. But let's just jump ahead. That was a lot of climbing. As we go around, we sort of loop the player into moving around this fallen pillar so that we can give the player a vista of what they've been through so far. viewing the bridge and the path down before we enter the final mission. Alright, so this is more or less my entire experience. The more information is available in the level design document, but thank you very much for your time. This has been a really great assignment. Goodbye.